Hello and welcome to the tutorial for All Day by Now United. This song was a request on the Uke Play Alongs YouTube channel, so I finally had a chance to get around to it, and this is a tutorial that will show you how to play the chords and give you some ideas of strumming. For GCEA chords today, I'll be using my Kala SSLNG solid spruce laminate back and sides long neck soprano ukulele, which means that it has a soprano body and a concert neck. The first chord you'll need is the G chord. The first finger will go on the third string second fret, second finger on the first string second fret, third finger on the second string third fret. That's your G chord. The next chord you'll need is the A chord. The first finger will go on the third string first fret, and the second finger will go on the fourth string second fret. The next chord you'll need is the F sharp minor chord. I would suggest that you leave your fingers in the A position, but just in case you move them, first finger goes on the third string first fret, second finger on the fourth string second fret, and you add your third finger on the second string second fret. Makes a little upside down V shape like G7, but up one fret towards you. And the final chord you'll need is the B minor chord. Now, if you haven't played a bar chord before, what you're trying to do is make your fingers do this. This is a capo, and a capo is meant to go across all four strings and to hold all of them down, shortening the length of the string so that then you can move chord shapes up as you play. That's what your finger's doing with a bar chord. So you need a long string or a long finger up on the top and a short finger to hold the pressure underneath. And that's what you're going to do with your first finger and your thumb. The first finger will cover all four strings right above the second fret. The thumb will support underneath. If you need to, you can press down with a second finger. It's suggested that as soon as you can, you don't do that because you might need that finger for future chord making, but if you need to at first, that's okay. And then you reach over with your third finger onto the fourth string, fourth fret, and that's your B minor chord. On baritone ukulele, I'll be using my mainland cedar top, rosewood back and sides baritone ukulele. The first chord you'll need is the G chord, third finger, first string, third fret. The next chord you'll need is the A chord. First finger will go on the fourth string second fret, second finger on the third string second fret, third finger on the second string second fret. That's your A chord. The next chord you'll need is the F sharp minor chord. And for this chord, you're going to need to use a bar chord. Now again, if you haven't played a bar chord before, what you'll want to do is to replicate what a capo does. Capo has a straight edge on the top that goes over your ukulele and covers all four strings to shorten the length of the instrument so you can play another chord shape that actually belongs higher on the instrument. And then you also have a piece that supports that long piece on the bottom. That's what you're doing with your left hand with the first finger and the thumb. What you're going to do is bar all four strings at the second fret above the metal piece, close to it but not on it. And then you're going to use the third finger to play the fourth string, fourth fret. If you need to, you can support the first finger with the second, but it's suggested that you get away from doing that too much because eventually you'll want to make chord shapes that allow you to use the other three fingers while you're barring with the first. And the final chord you need is the B minor chord. There are two ways to play it. They're very similar. First one is to put the first finger on the first string, second fret. Second finger goes on the second string, third fret. Third finger goes on the third string, fourth fret. That's one version of the B minor chord. Or you can add your fourth finger to the fourth string, fourth fret as well, also making a B minor chord. The difference is what note sounds the lowest in the chord between the two. So use whichever one is easier for you to do and whichever one you like the sound of better. As the song is a dance song, when it comes to strumming, we're never going to be able to replicate completely what you hear, what's going on. So let me give you some ideas of some things that you can do. The first option is to simply play one strum per measure. If you're a beginner, that's a great way to go, especially if you're trying to learn the bar chord for the first time. 1, 2, ready, go. The second option is to play every beat, because it is a dance song and every beat does have an accent in the song with a strong beat on beat 1, but still every beat drives. You could do this: 1, 2, 3, 4. The third option is to play the first 3 notes of the sort of rhythm that happens for much of the song, going like this. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. The final option would be to add an up-down at the end of each measure. It would sound like this. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Basically, the song just has those 4 chords, and basically 4 strumming patterns can take you all the way through it. Some of you may wonder why I didn't take the song down yet another step, so that you have the chords of F, G, E minor, and A minor, which work much better on GCEA ukulele. The answer is the song starts to sound a little different when it's shifted that low. Now, if there is a lot of requests on the comments of the main page for a performance of this or a version of this in yet a lower key, I'll be happy to go back and change it at some point. But for now, I'm leaving it in that closer key to the original. So that should be all that you need to know to be successful with All Day by Now United. Thanks for watching the video, and we'll catch you next time.